This is Retirement Keys with Anthony Kangemi from Crescent City Retirement Group. When a part of your financial strategy is out of tune, your long-term goals, your retirement savings, and your legacy can all suffer. With many years of experience in the financial industry, Anthony provides his clients and prospects with the information they need regarding Social Security, retirement income planning, wealth management, and much more. Listen in as we address your financial concerns and provide helpful solutions to put you on the path to achieving your retirement goals. And now, here is Retirement Keys with your host, Anthony Kangemi.
All right, welcome to another show of Retirement Keys. My name's Anthony Kangemi, and we have our co-host with us this morning, as we do every Sunday morning, Mr. Tony Shore. We're so grateful for Tony. He's just a wealth of knowledge. He gets to talk to financial advisors and retirement planners all over the U.S. So he really does bring just a fabulous perspective on retirement planning and investing. So we appreciate Tony, and we thank you, our listeners, for joining us this morning. We have a great show for you this morning, and so we thank you for tuning in. Before we get started, Tony, again, thank you for being here. How are you doing this morning?
Well, I'm doing really good, Anthony, and I'm really excited about 2025. You know, we've been talking about it off air, about our plans, your plans for the company in the coming year, our plans for the show, and how we're able to better help our listeners out there. And I know you've done this for so long and helped so many people in our community and in the community there. It's fantastic. But I've been great. How have you been? You've been busy. You had a big holiday season, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, Tony. We did. We had a good holiday. You know, of course, we had that traumatic event, on New Year's Day down here.
Yeah, that's so terrible. Terrible.
Unbelievable, but I tell you, we have our cities, our folks are real, resilient and strong. And
Yep.
We've been through so much, but our heart and prayers go out to the families. It's just an awful incident. But outside of that, Tony, it's been a good holiday season and it's been nice. I'll be honest, I'm glad to, get back to getting started in 2025. We think a lot of good things are coming about this year as it relates to our economy and tax planning. I mean, we just think that on several fronts, we're going to have a really good year this year. So we're optimistic about that.
Yeah, I think it is going to be a good year, and we're going to talk a lot about what's going to be happening and what's changing, both with the show and our topics. There are a lot of changes coming that our listeners are going to be excited about. I'm excited about it. But you're right. I mean, I think 2025 hopefully will be a year of change and for the positive. I know that a lot of people are, a change in politics and in administration, what's going to happen with tax codes. We're going to talk about a lot of these things moving forward, Anthony, and I think that's fantastic. By the way, I have to tell our listeners, Anthony is such a great guy. I got the most wonderful Christmas gift from Anthony this year. It is the wildest jacket that you have ever seen, hand-painted by a New Orleans artist down there in the quarter off of Frenchman Street. There's an art gallery that's only open at night, right? Isn't it strange?
Yeah.
And all these vendors and artists, there's some amazing art down there. I was really impressed. You and I went down there a few months ago, and you ordered a jacket in my size, and this guy hand paints these jackets. It's like a really nice, it's almost like a tuxedo jacket and a suit jacket, but it's hand painted. It is wild, and I wore it to a Christmas event up in Minnesota with family, and they loved it. When I got that package in the mail, that was the highlight of my Christmas this year, Anthony.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad, Tony. And I tell you, the jacket fits your personality perfectly.
It's a little wild. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun jacket. I hope that's what you mean.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good. But thank you once again for that. It really means a lot. And you and I are going to be going to a big financial conference coming up here in a week, and with some of the top financial advisors. A couple hundred of the top financial minds and advisors in the country are getting together, and you're a part of that. Of course, it's in Austin, Texas this year, so we'll be hanging out there, and that'll be a lot of fun too.
Absolutely, Tony. And it really does what we're like, as you say, in San Antonio and getting together with these advisors around the country. And it just brings me to the word collaboration. And what I feel and going into this show, our show here in New Orleans in the new year, is really just that, the collaboration, which is what I think is so important when it comes to retirement planning, investing, taxes. And what I mean by collaboration is the people in your life that are helping you with your investments, with your planning, with your taxes, with your estate planning, with your health care. If those professionals are not collaborating, speaking to each other, working together as a team, then really the outcome can't be as good. When you have a wealth team that collaborates together, you enjoy a better outcome. And
Yep.
so what we're hoping with our show this year is to be able to bring together the folks that you collaborate with for your estate planning, the attorney that works with your estate planning, the person that handles your health care planning, your Medicare, your investment strategy, your income plan, your tax strategy. We really feel and know that all of those pieces work together. And without some really good collaboration, the end goal or the end product really is, in a lot of cases, just not as efficient. It's like the old cliche, sometimes the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. And it's true. And so, really to your point in Austin, that to me is, again, some really good collaboration, because as you say, you've got some of the best minds in our industry all coming together. And so what a better way to start off the new year.
Yeah, there you go. So I love that. I love the concept that there are 5 pillars to building and transferring wealth and planning for income. And on Wealth Builders, we're going to educate the public with those 5 pillars, as you call them. And you talk about a team collaboration, right? And so you have people on your team that you utilize, and that includes an estate planning attorney, a CPA for taxes, a healthcare specialist, a retirement income planning specialist, and even for small business owners, retirement plans and 401ks for small business owners or independent financial people, right?
Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with small business owners, I mean, people, in any walk of life. I mean, real estate folks, any small businesses or medium-sized businesses. There's opportunities. These businesses, in a lot of cases, are just getting getting tax bills every year that are just horrific. And with the right retirement plans set up, i.e. 401k, solo 401k, SEP IRA. I mean, there's retirement plans out here that, small business owners or can set up that really, can offset their tax liability and keep more of the money in their pocket, building and padding their retirement plans. So yes, so you have to have a third-party administrator to set up those types of plans.
Yeah.
But as part of wealth accumulation, if you will, really, as you just mentioned, I mean, estate planning obviously is a big part of transfer. Healthcare planning is obviously very important. Retirement plans, investing in retirement is critical. income planning, as you know, is a foundational piece. I mean, when you retire, ultimately you have to have structured income. And of course, that income needs to be tax efficient. What I can say is, as far as taxes, really taxes, Tony, permeate all of the wealth pillars. Taxes permeate estate planning, healthcare planning, investing, retirement planning, income planning. It's all taxes are going to infiltrate all of these areas. So I'm really looking forward to talking specifically about each one of these areas and having those guests on the show. Uh, because again, at the end of it, you can have a good insurance person, you can have a good investment person, you can have a good tax person, you can have an estate planning attorney, you can have all of these, and most people do. They have all of these professionals, let's say, in their lives. But if those professionals are not collaborating and working together, the outcome can be less than stellar, not because of anybody's incompetency, really just because, again, sometimes the right hand doesn't know the left hand, and they're not on the same page. And we see that, Tony, over and over again. That's why, I can just say, I mean, look, I guess at the end of the day, you could look at it like, your primary care doctor. I mean, if you don't have a good assessment, a good primary doctor, and he can't connect with the right specialist, and everybody's just working on an island, you're not going to get the same healthcare results as you would if your providers were working together. And
Right.
it's just it's the same in our industry, Tony. These folks have to be communicating.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a huge key here, is team collaboration. And that's what you're going for by incorporating. And you have people, let's talk for a minute, Anthony, about how we're going to be able to help people on the show with these items. Each week, we'll have a different topic. And on some weeks, you're going to bring in the specialists, right? Like you have an estate planning specialist or attorney there, right? That you
Yeah,
work with.
absolutely. Yes, sir. So when we talk about estate planning, I mean, obviously the tools, wills, living wills, power of attorneys, trusts, all of these estate planning tools that are available to us, we beneficiary designations and all of this. And let me just say, with estate planning, and it's probably true across the board here, but everybody's situation's a little different. I mean, some people may have been married several times. They might have kids from previous marriages. They might have, grandkids, or some people are not married, or they've been, so everybody's situation as it relates to family dynamics are going to be a little different. But with all that said, yes, so our estate planning attorney will be on the show, and we'll be talking specifically about estate planning, all the things to know about a will, and what are some of the things to look out for, all of the things to know about a living will or a durable power of attorney. What does all that mean? And what are some of the specifics? I mean, we want to do a deep dive with each industry expert to discuss specifically how those documents work. Some people might have a special needs situation where they have to set up a trust for a special needs, a child or grandchild. So these are all, normal, if you will, estate planning documents. But yes, having our attorney on the air talking specifically about these documents and how they pair and work with your overall retirement plan, yes, we think is key. So
Yeah.
our first show will be on estate planning. Then we'll have a show on healthcare planning.
Yep.
And as you know, especially with Medicare, there's a lot of nuances. There's Medicare Advantage, there's, original Medicare, there's, prescription drugs, there's
Yeah.
all these different,
And there's a lot of changes to that that happen each year. I know Part D has a number of changes. The deductible for Medicare Part D, the prescription drug program, is changing, and so you have a Medicare specialist and a healthcare specialist that we're going to interview on the air in the coming weeks. And what's her name is Nikki, right?
It's Nikki Del Marmal, and
Yeah.
she's been with us for many years,
Yeah.
and she, of course, was trained through Gradient. I mean, she's been she's a wealth of knowledge. But I'll say, Medicare and Medicare Advantage. I mean, this is a field all in and of itself. I mean,
Yep.
it's a full-time job. Let's put it that way.
Because it's constantly changing too. It's like tax laws. I mean, the healthcare industry, Medicare and taxes, the rules keep changing. So you need an expert who stays on top of all that to help you, right?
Absolutely, Tony. And so then we'll move on to retirement planning. And as I say, I really, over the years, I see that there is there's a need out here for, my heart goes out to businesses and business owners. This is, folks that put they have skin in the game. They put their neck and knees on the line every day. Some people, go into, mortgaging their homes. I mean, they do what they can to start their businesses and grow their businesses, and taxes can be a big, expense to these business owners. And there are retirement plans and things that business owners can have set up to offset taxes with contributions that they can build their own retirement and build their own wealth. And a lot of these businesses out here, they're just not familiar with what's out there. And of course, we have Stephen works with a local TPA, third-party administrator, so we can talk through, and we will with Stephen on the show, all of the different retirement plans that are out there for business owners, for people that are running their own business. So we have a retirement planning person for setting up those types of retirement plans. So that'll be part of the show. Then, of course, there's income, passive income, and investing in retirement. And of course, that's, obviously a big part of retirement is income planning and investing in retirement. I mean, one of the things that, certainly, the two things that happen when you retire, Tony, is you gain your freedom, so you're off and running, you're free to do what you want to do when you want to do it. So you do get that, but you also lose your income.
Yeah.
So the income is, by the sheer definition of retirement, it means you're retired, you're not working, you're not making that income anymore. So obviously in a retirement plan, income planning is a foundational piece. I mean, if you're leaving your income, so the income has to be structured. And that, of course, is a big part of wealth accumulation and distribution. And so passive income planning is a big pillar to retirement planning. And then, of course, taxes, tax efficiency. As we mentioned a minute ago, taxes permeate all of the other topics. You have to be tax efficient. And yes, we have a local several CPAs we work with, but we will have one of our CPAs that we're very fond of to talk through a lot of the different tax planning ideas that are out here and things that people can do to take advantage of some of those tax efficiencies. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to the show. We're looking forward to really bring in value to our listeners. I mean, that's really what it's about.
Well, and there are 5 pillars to building, transferring wealth, and planning for income. And I really think that's huge. And I know that all of these aspects are things you help your clients with, from coming up with the initial income plan and investment plan to tax planning, estate planning, healthcare planning. And you utilize experts in these fields and have them as part of your team. And I love how you started off talking about collaboration and how that's key, right? And that's the team that you collaborate with. You've built up a great staff there. You've got a great team of experts you work with and that are part of Crescent City Retirement Group. I think this is fantastic. I really do. And you covered those 5 things. We're going to be talking about those each week on the show Wealth Builders, and there'll be a new sound to the beginning of the show the same time, and you can find the show in the same exact places, but with a new title, Wealth Builders, and it'll be available in all the same places you're used to accessing the show. We'll still be on Sunday mornings. We're just moving from Retirement Keys to Wealth Builders to kind of encompass this vision and really talk about what it is that you do there, Anthony, and how our listeners can be helped by this, right?
Absolutely, Tony. It's just through the years, you see and talk to so many folks, and you see a lot of times that, we all mean well, but they can have folks that are handling their estate planning that know nothing about their investment strategy, or their tax CPA or tax planner knows nothing about the investments they're in, or vice versa. The investment folks are not privy to the tax planning. And so what you end up with is piecemeal planning. And piecemeal planning really cannot enjoy the same benefits of a coordinated team that actually does collaborate and actually does speak with one another. And I can just speak for our own clients, Tony. When we tell our clients, oh, well, we have an attorney that can help you with your estate planning, your will, your living will, a trust if need be. And, a lot of, well, especially the newer clients that come in, they're like, oh, wow, really? You have an attorney that can help with that? And of course we do. And we can coordinate, the retirement planning and the investments, the beneficiary designations and all of the rest of it with their overall estate plan. So these ideas, Tony, do bleed into each other, and they can enhance each other, or they can go in 2 different directions. And you really, it's obvious that that's not the way to go. What happens, I think, it's like how we pick up investments along the way. We might have worked for a company and we have an old 401k over there, or we have some investments at the bank, or we have some, a new 401k, or we have an IRA or a Roth from years ago. And even though that's okay to have those accounts spread out like that, if somebody's not coordinating those investments, you could be duplicating a lot of the same investments inside of these accounts. And so it's really, again, it's nobody's fault, but if we don't have a clear picture of the plan and everybody's not on the same page, it can really just turn into a real, piecemeal type planning that is not very coordinated. And that's what we're looking to get away from for our listeners in 2025.
Yeah.
You need coordination and collaboration with your wealth team. And you can certainly get that here at Crescent City Retirement Group.
Oh, for sure. And it's that collaboration that's going to really benefit people, as you mentioned. And I think that's great. You've got a cohesive team and plan there, and I love that. Everybody needs to work with a financial professional like yourself who has a team behind him, who can look at all the aspects. You don't look at just one area and focus on one area. When people come in to meet with you, you're not just focused on insurance. Or when they come into you, you're not just focused on the stock market. You look at all the aspects. Okay, what are your health insurance needs going to be in retirement? How do you want to transfer your wealth? Are you self-employed? Then you need a different plan in place. You need an expert on how are you going to provide for your retirement income and plan for that if you own your own business or you're self-employed. So I love all the things you touched on today. We're almost out of time, but the key is to have a plan. And if our listeners out there are listening and they don't have a plan, or they want a second opinion on where they're at, Anthony, how can they get a hold of you? There's a no charge, no obligation consultation, right? They can set up?
Absolutely. So you could just simply give us a call. Area code 504-828-2171 is our number here at our Metairie office, or simply go online at crescentcityretirement.com, and we can set up a 15-minute retirement call. We can talk by phone, or we can simply schedule a time to get together. But if you're out there and you don't have a plan, or you would like to just simply get a second opinion, we're here. And we can offer that to you. There's no cost or obligation. Just pick up the phone, call us at 504-828-2171, or visit us online at crescentcityretirement.com.
All right. Well, great show today, Anthony. And listeners, thanks for tuning in. That does it for today's episode of Retirement Keys with our host, Anthony Kingemi. Thank you for listening to Retirement Keys. Don't pay too much for taxes or retire without a sound income plan. For more information, please contact Anthony Kingemi at Crescent City Retirement Group. Call 504-828-2171 or visit the website at crescentcityretirement.com.
All matters discussed during the show are for informational purposes only. Each individual situation may vary, and the opinions expressed here may not apply to everyone. Materials presented are believed to be from reliable sources, and no representations can be made as to its accuracy. All ideas and information should be discussed in detail with one of our qualified representatives prior to implementation. We are not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration, the Federal Medicare Program, or any other government agency. Calling this number will direct you to a licensed sales agent.